Jason Bertholomey. This is my Audi S4. Just recently got it. I bought it in October from a friend and had it installed by my buddy Mark Worrell in Charlotte, North Carolina at Audio Masters is his shop. Again, the way I wanted to look at it was mostly stealth with much of the materials that I already had, and some of the things that had worked in my BRZ. So he took just my basic outline of what I wanted and then used his creative experience and knowledge to make it what it is. Okay, so we'll start in their trunk. Just basic stuff here. We chose barrier strips to make it more serviceable. I wanted to be able to, when I'm setting games and so forth, go straight to these things so that I'm not pulling wires out of the amps constantly and things like that. So serviceability was key here. We added fans. I wasn't going to do it at first, and I thought, you know what, it would be just a good thing to do overall. And they work really well to cool these hot amps. As you can see, this is a press fit compartment here, and then when you go underneath, I still have the full spare. I've got some kill switches back here that I can turn the power off to the amplifiers in case I'm having the car serviced or whatnot. So that's easy to get to. This is not pretty right now. It's going to be pretty eventually. But again, this is the compartment with the DSP. I'm using the mini DSP now. And then so if we go to the amp rack, this is his pride and joy.
Wow.
Basically, I just said to him, I want a basic amp rack, just a wall. I had explained an install that I saw at College Station for Aggieland. A beautiful amp rack that had just different layers and different materials involved. And so he took that one statement and created this. You can see the carbon fiber, the stainless steel, and the leather, and then the various carpet. And then he cut this little symphony emblem for me.
Looks great.
Again, lights, fans, those are controlled from switches in the front.
Okay.
So they're very easy to get to. So these are the Symphony, these are the Explorer Class A amps, and then the Heritage 2 AB amps. So tweeter, mid-range, mid-bass, sub.
Cool.
And then we can go up to the front. We've got Audison Thesis, the version 2 on the tweeters. We've got the Thesis 3-inch drivers in the dash, pointing straight up. And then we got right now Illusion Audio 8s in the doors. We're using a stock head unit. Okay.
What are you going with, like a MOS interface?
It's going to go through the MoBridge DA3, so it's digital through there.
Did Ian leave that in here for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had to tune that thing once.
Yeah. I bet it was nasty.
Once you figure it out, it's fine.
Okay. I haven't messed with it.
Once you figure it out, it's actually really,
it's
actually really nice once you figure it out.
Okay. Well, what's really nice is I still have CD. I have 2 SD cards, so 256 gig SD cards, and so that's all digital back to the back through the MoBridge directly into the the mini DSP, and then I also have analog going from the A&K player. And
right
so
into the DSP?
Into the DSP.
Okay.
So again, this is 2 volts out, analog RCA directly in, and I can have all of my really high res stuff on here. And it's got a 512 gigabyte card.
Oh, so you got plenty of music.
Yeah.
Is that filled yet?
No,
not
not
yet.
quite. It can be.
Eventually.
Though. Yeah.
Eventually.
Another piece, so you got tweets, mid-range, mid-bass, and then I had good results, I felt, with the BRZ, with the Stereo Integrity BM Mark V sub in the front of the car. Okay, it was just a choice.
It in the BRZ.
Yeah, it was just a choice that I made, And so I wanted to carry that over to this car as well, but I did not want it in the floor. So the BRZ, it was basically in the floor here, which again, I'm the one that drove that car all the time. It didn't really bother me, but my wife literally rode in that car 5 times in 6 years. And so this time I said, I don't want it in the floor, but I do want it up front. And so Mark decided, you know what, let's do the glove box.
Yeah.
So he pulled the glove box out. There was plenty of space in there. He did a fully fiberglass box, 0.65 cubic feet, sealed with a Type 1 ring, so there's no wood in it. Mounted it in there. If I sell the car, I can pull that out, put back in the glove box, totally stock.
So the glove box is removed.
Yep.
And the sub is in there. Yep. Wow.
And so again,
yeah, let's get some. Oh wow.
I mean, really, it's very
that
much
looks factory.
Factory. Yep.
Besides it, no handle.
Right.
That's
so
really
no
cool.
handle, and then that little connector is hanging down, and that is used for tuning.
Wow.
So
and then there's the controller for the DSP too, right?
Yep.
That's pretty cool
so
how
again,
he integrated it.
I had the Helix Director in there, and when I changed out the mini DSP, I thought, well, I just put the controller right there, no problem.
I remember reading this.
And again, you know, if I want this little door to close and for it to be concealed, that wasn't going to work. So again, Mark, he saw the problem, came up with a solution. Just pulled the thing apart, made a carbon fiber faceplate, and then just put the buttons underneath there. Worked just fine, and it's perfectly what I needed for.
Yeah. Do you have to switch presets to go from analog to your radio?
What's interesting about this particular DSP, which I thought was quite interesting at first, is that analog is always live.
Really?
And so basically, if this is on, you can turn this on, and both could be playing at the same time. So there's no signal sensing.
So you can play 2 songs at once.
And I did start somebody on a demo, and they were like, it was Aaron Hardison actually. Bikini Punk was like, he was listening to a live track, and he heard this speaking in the background, and he's like, I never heard that on that track.
You should have just been like, yeah, my car is so good.
This car is so incredible. No, that's not right. And so then he got me.
Just like some subtle track like playing in the background.
And so then he got me and he said, hey dude, I think there's 2 things going on. So yeah, it was just, this was turned on too. So for me, that's not a problem. If I'm going to use the analog, I just turn this off.
Yeah.
If I'm going to use this, I don't have that connected. But what's kind of nice is with most phones, they've got a little dongle or whatever that I can connect the phone to that.
Oh, that's analog, and you can connect anything.
Right.
So anybody can play whatever they want. Really.
So the Helix, I used to have USB input into the Helix with the USB heck.
Yeah.
And the mini DSP doesn't have that. I was trying to come up with a solution for that, and it just seemed to be too complicated, and I figured, you know what?
You can do it, but it's almost like a pain, and you don't know how it's going to work until you do it.
Because most of the units for the home, it's getting power from the computer.
Yeah.
To convert from USB to Toslink.
Yeah.
Or to coax. But this solution, I couldn't get that from here.
Yeah.
So I would have to have another power to the device, and I just, you know what, I don't want to do that. I can do it right here. I get plenty of power, plenty of volume.
Yeah.
So yeah.
These are so nice.
Yeah.
Those are beautiful.
They really...
I love how well the shape of these sort of fit everything else in the car. Like the shape of the grills. Like that's really nice.
Yeah. And actually, you know, this silver right here kind of is a little bit bright, but it does match what else is going on in the car.
Yeah, it matches almost perfectly.
Yeah.
Pretty much perfectly.
Yeah. So there's a few things that are on my list, maybe in the future. But for right now, I'm really happy. Yeah, I'm really happy with it, and it's gotten good feedback.
Yeah, that's good.
So.
Well, it looks like Mark did a killer job. I mean, that alone is just beautiful.
And there was a little bit of question about the sub in the front, but the judges got together and decided that my class would be modified.
Okay.
So that was good.
My question to you is, did anything else need to be done in order to prevent rattles in the dashboard or anything like that? I mean, I know it's an Audi and they're built like tanks, but you know, so I've had people ask me before, hey, can you put a sub in my dashboard? And they have like a 2010 Honda Civic, and I'm like, I don't know if you want to do that, because then we're gonna be chasing rattles for 8 weeks.
And again, that was one of those things at the beginning we had no idea. You put this in here and you push it straight up. Now we got lucky with the Subaru, and we did not have to do a whole lot to the firewall and everything.
Okay.
So that was kind of a good starting point.
Because that car's not built like this.
No, and when he did this, it was nothing.
Really?
I mean, when this thing is really going strong, if you put your hand here, you can feel a little bit of vibration.
But you don't hear it.
But zero rattles, nothing.
That's good.
And that's all the way up with everything else muted. And you have no resonance or anything with that.
Okay.
So that was very, very good to find out after the fact.
Yeah. Was that something you were worried about?
It was something I had concern with.
Yeah.
You know, again, and he was trying to figure out, should I fire the sub down? Should I fire the sub up? Going down, we didn't want the tactile down here.
Going up, you don't.
And you know, the loading onto the floor may be good, may be bad, but up to here, up.
Oh, you're going up.
Yeah.
So is the sub like all the way in the dashboard?
Yeah. So it's basically about right here.
Wow.
And it's got a space probably about like this going up, and then this whole area down here is the actual enclosure.
That's really cool.
And so it had to be like this, and then it goes down like this, and then it extends forward. So, pretty intense design.
Yeah. And you don't even get to see it.
Nope.
And you don't even get to see it.
Yep. But it is fun. I mean, it is fun to show somebody the trunk first. And they're like, okay, wow, this is really clean and everything. And then they come up, and in the back of their mind, they're thinking, wait, I didn't think I see a sub. Maybe it's IB, but I didn't see it. Yeah. Maybe it's underneath this floor, but I didn't see it. And then they come up here and they're like, okay, where is the sub? And I point to right here. Okay, so where is it? I just pointed right here.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun.
That's cool.
And then they sit and listen to it. And sometimes when they don't ask about the sub and they're listening, they're like, wow, you know, it's really cool because all the subs.
Your sub sounds like it's pulling back.
It seemed like it was all in the front, and I never heard it pull to the back. And I was like, well, that's good because it shouldn't pull to the back because it's in the front.
Yeah.
So
no car should pull to the back, but the unfortunate truth is not everything is perfect.
Right.
But I remember actually, I have heard cars, I've tuned cars where if you, there was some weird loading effect in a car that I did, it was a hatchback, where if you played one of the mid-bass drivers, I think it was the left mid-bass driver, you played it by itself, you actually heard it from the mid-bass driver, but you also heard it in the trunk.
Yeah.
It was very weird.
And I will have, every once in a while, I'll have a tune where sub sound will actually sound in the back.
Really?
And Linda's had that too in her Smart.
Okay.
Where every once in a while, a certain frequency, even though the sub's in the front, it will sound like it's coming from behind you.
Something is, I can't explain.
Just one of those weird car audio things.
Yeah. That you got to find out the hard way.
Right. Right. And again,
imagine if this was easy.
You can't really tune that out.
No.
And so maybe that, okay.
You can stuff the back half of your car with foam.
Right. No, that needs to be all the crap that I'm driving home with, including a battery for.
Yeah, I saw Aaron carrying a battery. What happened? What did you do?
A buddy of mine near me, that lives near me, bought that.
Oh, did Scott?
No, it was Russell.
Okay.
So I'm taking that to him because
I saw him carrying over. I was like, what is he
way
doing?
Too expensive.
I was like, wait, is he getting ready to go do SPL now or something?
Yeah, I know. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
So, yeah, but this is the Audi S4. If you see me at a meet or anything, if you want to come to my meets, I have it every year near Greensboro, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have 20, 30, up to 50 people show up.
Yeah.
So it's typically in May. So there will be one in May.
It's bigger than most competitions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is
then
really cool.
It's a meet on Friday night, Saturday. Just everybody just hanging out, listening, sharing, and then typically Sunday we'll have a comp in Raleigh near us. So if people come in for points, they need points, they can go to the comp on Sunday and get those points.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I have yet to make it down.
Yes.
I've yet
but
to make
next
it down,
year
but
he will.
Maybe I will. It's a long drive, man. I flew here. I'm over driving. Yeah. I'm over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Jason, for showing us your car. Shout out to Mark on this beautiful install.
Mark Worrell.
And shout out to Ian.
Exactly.
Ian, we're kind of pissed that you didn't make it. What's up, man? You told me you were gonna. I asked him 3 days ago. You gonna be at finals? Yeah. Yeah, I'll be there. He's not here.
Nope.
God damn it, Ian. Maybe next year.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Jason.
Appreciate it.